And those questions can be typed into the chat of Zoom. So let's begin. We're going to talk today about using Canvas for workforce courses. Our students are very mobile, and many of our students are using mobile devices to access Canvas and to complete work. Workforce is a great place for both mobility and advantages that Canvas has to offer. So my name is Paige Durham, and I am the instructional designer at Germanna Community College. In the chat today, we have Terry Milroy from Southside Virginia Community College and Sherry Prupus from the System Office and David Todd. So the questions that you have, make sure that you type them in there, and I will make sure that I get them answered. Let's begin. So to start with, here's a quote. Online learning is rapidly becoming one of the most cost-effective ways to educate the world's rapidly expanding workforce. Online learning, as we all are very aware at this time, is something that, ready or not, here we are. So we have to figure out how we can use the tools that we have to create the best learning environment for all of our students and all of our workforce classes. So the agenda for today is going to be to talk about what is Canvas exactly, and then we're going to discuss Canvas Commons and how that could be a place that you would want to store things and share things. We're going to discuss Canvas Studio, which is a video recording, screencasting that you can create your own videos. Then I'm going to take a sneak peek inside of one of our Workforce Asphalt online classes, and then we'll discuss what can we do next. So let's begin. What is Canvas? Canvas is a learning management system that the VCCS has for everyone to use. It is owned by Instructure, so sometimes you will see Instructure and Canvas used interchangeably. So Canvas is easy to use. It's easy for facilitators, it's easy for students, it's mobile, it's flexible, it's modern, and it's a one-stop shop. So everything that a student needs can be found inside of Canvas. So inside of Canvas, what kind of tools do we have? We have links we can put in from websites. We have documents, PDFs, PowerPoints, Word documents. We have pages. We can create discussions so that our students can have a conversation either amongst themselves, or we can lead the discussion. Quizzes, they can be multiple answer, they can be video quizzes, they can be multiple choice quizzes. Announcements, we can use announcements to remind our students of things that are coming up. We can make videos, but we can also put videos that are already made in. And then we have ways that we can see who's watched them and how long they've watched them. We can create tutorials, and we can use it for conferencing. So we can create that pathway to completion. So we can set prerequisites in order so that students have to move through the course in the exact manner. We can apply rules so they can't go on until they earn a certain date. We can set things up so that they appear by availability. There's a beautiful course calendar so that students can actually view when things are due, and they can click on items to get to those topics. We can send them to-dos, even if it's not for a grade. We have due dates, so students know exactly when things are due. And we have quizzing that can be done up until the point when they have mastered the material. So inside of Canvas, we talked about all those tools, but now let's talk about modules. So modules are a way that you can organize all of those things that I talked about, and you can organize it by weeks or chapters or units or topics or however you want. It is a one-directional linear flow, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in just a second. Studio, which we're going to talk about in depth in a little bit, is a media tool that you can use to create your own videos, or you can upload videos that you already have. You can edit those videos before you upload them. You can manage them. You can share them inside of Canvas. You can share them outside of Canvas. You can also use audio and video files for discussions. So Studio is a wonderful tool that brings in that personal element, but it also allows, it is a great demonstration tool. Announcements are ways that we can remind our students of kind of what's to do. We can nudge them if they need it. And you know, many of us need a nudge, especially now we're in this new world of everything is online and lots of things are on our plate. So announcements are a great way to provide those nudges. And of course we have Zoom, which you can put inside a Canvas course, but we all know about Zoom because here we are zooming along. So now let's take a look at an example of a Canvas course that's already created. When you get into Canvas, you're going to enter by the dashboard. So a student would be able to see all of these cards, and that's what we call them. And then they would be able to choose the one for the class or classes that they were in by clicking on the card. Some of the instructors have put pictures in, which are what you see here. And also some of them, you notice, are just simple colored, but those colors are actually student preference, or in my case, instructor preference, so that I can able to kind of sort by color, or I can sort by image, but you can add an image to any course with no problem. So let's take a peek inside a course. I'm going to take a peek in this one. So this is the home page. This is kind of where students this is where they begin. And on this page, they would find instruction on what to do first, what to do next, and kind of how to maneuver through the course. You're also going to notice if I click on modules that everything here is in that linear fashion. And then in this first module, you see that there is a complete all items, which means that there are some requirements that they have to meet in order to move on to the next module. When I click inside any of these, you can see that I have the ability to maneuver through the course using the buttons at the bottom, which is previous and next. So once I've read this page, I could click next and I would move on. And here's a little quick check that's embedded so that you could check to see if a student understood what they read right above. It's not graded. It's just kind of a way to check out or help them know some specific material. And then notice here it says the button, if the next button is missing, it's because it is requiring the student to complete those checks. All right, so now let's pop back over to the presentation. So now we're going to talk about Canvas Commons. So what is Canvas Commons? Canvas Commons is a repository. You can put objects, or you can put entire courses. It is fully digital. Most of it is Creative Commons. However, some of it is copyrighted, and there are ways to share that copyrighted material with only the appropriate people. And you can import it into any course. So if I build something at Germana and I put it into the Commons, and I put it so that it has the permissions for anyone in the VCCS to view it, that not only can they view it, they can then import it into their course without having to send me an email and say, hey, can you send me that document that you had, or that assignment that you had? And what's really nice is once the assignments are built, you can import them, and then you can do some customization to them. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So you can build your own personal learning repository. So instructors have the ability to kind of put stuff over in the Commons if they want to share it either with a small number of people, or if they just want to use it for their own personal. You can build a course from scratch without ever leaving Canvas Commons. And you could also build something for your institution. So what can you do inside the Commons? You can find resources, you can import, you can share, and you can update. So let's go take a look at what Commons looks like live. Okay, so over on the far left, you're going to notice that right underneath the inbox is an icon, and right under that icon it says Commons. If I click on the Commons, you're going to see lots of things here. So let's take a slight tour before we go any further. I'm going to begin by going over to the filter that is on the right, and I can click on that. Now here you're going to be able to filter the results in which you search for. So for example, if I only want to search for things that are at the 12th grade, undergraduate, and graduate level, that's why those boxes are checked. I also can search for anything that is any public resource, or I could just shared within the VCCS, which I had said to you earlier, or just with a single institution. So I'm going to go back and click on this one. And also, if you notice, I could toggle this on, which says only Virginia Community College's approved resources. So I'm going to go back over, and now I'm going to type in the search bar. I'm just going to type in workforce. No other words, I just entered workforce. And this is what the search engine found. Notice that there are modules, there is an assignment, there is an entire course on green infrastructure, stormwater, and wastewater. Now, let's say I wanted to check and see what exactly this stormwater and wastewater course looked like, or what was in it. So if I click on that, I can kind of get an overview of what specifically is in here. And then I could make a decision on, well, you know what, I think I would like all of that. And then I could import it into my own course. And if you notice up here at the top, you can see that it's been downloaded 7 times. You can also see that it was last updated on the 24th of June in 2016. And it is copyrighted. So this is not Creative Commons. So that was what I said to you earlier. And if you go back over here to the preview, you can see there are 11 modules, 41 pages, and 1 discussion. As well as in the details, it tells you exactly what this course is about. It tells you who authored it in case you wanted to contact that person. And it also, there are no version notes, so this has not been updated. So now I can click back to search. And again, I could click on an assignment. Let's see, I'm going to click, this is an assignment, so I could import this directly into a Canvas course. So I'm going to pretend that this is something that I want to do, and I want to demonstrate how easy it is to get things from the Canvas Commons. I'm going to go over here to the right, and I'm going to click on Import and Download. Now from here, you can see I have a lot of things. So I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to try to find, here it is, my training course. And then I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to click Import into Course. Now, you notice that I didn't have to download it and upload it. I just simply hit Import, and it is sending that assignment into the course that I chose. So if you also notice up here, this is a newer document, and it is Creative Commons, because here's the attribution. So let's go back to the search. At the top, you can see you can search. You can see if anything that you have done has been shared, and you can see I have a couple things here. You can also see what has been imported by you, what you specifically have put into things. If I click on the next one, those are updates. So something that I've done, needs or has an update. So if I wanted to update it, I could just click update. Anything that I have favorited can be found here, and this would be my admin privileges. So also notice that next to the search bar, you do have another function to search by latest, most relevant, most favorited, or most downloaded. So you can really narrow down the things that you are searching for. But you can also share. So how easy is it to share? I'm going to go back over into a course. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to share. So if you notice that when I got to the home page of this course, I have an import from the Commons. Also notice at the top, the assignment that I clicked to import into this course is now telling me that it is currently being imported and they will be shown in the course once they are available. If I want to know where things are in that import, the status, I could click on that. And it's telling me that it is queued and now it is running. And so when it's done, it will turn green and it will say completed. But let's go look at a module. So I have a module down here called What is G Suite for Education? And inside that module, I have some pages. Actually, they're all pages. And then I have lots of options over here with the 3 dots. And in Canvas, that's called the kebab. So I'm going to click on the kebab. And as soon as I do, the choices that I have are to move the contents, to move the module, to duplicate, oops, to share to Commons, or Commons favorite. So I could move this entire module to the Commons, and then I could share it out. So if I click on Share to Commons, this is where the options for sharing come up. So I can decide who gets to have the resource that I'm sharing. Can it be anybody on Canvas? Can it be a very specific set of groups? Could it be all of Virginia community colleges? Or do I just want to put this there for me to use some other time? I'm not going to decide anything right now. I also will need to choose what is the license. So I would choose, for this, I would choose CC. Okay? Then the metadata. So obviously the title of the module came right over, but I could change that. You are required to put in a description, and you could put some tags in if people were looking for specific things like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google and Canvas and things like that. You would want to add an image, and then at the bottom you would choose the appropriate grade levels, and then you click share. And that's where, and then it would take a little bit of time, and then other people, depending upon what you chose as your sharing options, they would be able to find that item or module or document or entire course. All right, let's move on. Canvas Studio. Canvas Studio is a communication tool that allows instructors and students to actively collaborate through video and audio media. Within Canvas Studio, you have user analytics, so they're called insights, that allow the instructor to see which students have watched a video and how much of the video they have watched. Or if they watched the beginning and skipped the middle and the end, they can also see that. Canvas integration, it is easy to put it anywhere in Canvas. It can be on a page, it can be in an announcement, it can be in a discussion, it can be in an assignment, and it can be in a quiz. Anywhere that the rich content editor is found, you can put a video in. Within the videos, you can allow commenting. So if students or instructors want students to comment on the video, they can do that. They can be captioned by Studio, and it's about 85%, which is pretty good, but it does allow you the ability to edit, so you can go back in and fix a couple periods or commas or capitals or very specific terminology that Canvas may not have understood. They can be shareable both inside of Canvas and outside, and they're very personal. It's makes it a very personalized course, and as well, it allows for demonstrations. So now let's go over and take a look at Studio. Studio is going to be found right underneath the Canvas Commons. So this is my Studio landing page, and I have lots of things here. And you can see that some of them look like, obviously this one here says PowerPoint, so that was a PowerPoint that I made into a video. This is a webcam video. This little mark right here tells me that it's a YouTube video. This little rocket ship right there tells me that actually has a quiz in it. But how easy is it to use Studio? So the only thing that I was just asked today is there any way to organize the videos within Studio? The answer is not particularly. However, if you click on the 3 lines up at the top, you're going to be given the list of courses that contain videos. So you could go through and see which videos are in a specific course if there's something that you're looking for. It's not really organization, but it does provide some help when you're searching for things. So from here, I can choose to hit the record button, and I'm going to choose screen capture. Now, the first time you do this, it's going to ask you to download a little plugin. You would, of course, choose download, and then it would move on. Then, when it has downloaded, you will get a window that appears that looks like this. So hopefully you can see the little dashed black and white box that I actually can resize to make it whatever size I want to in the window. And then over here in the record options, that would be just the screen and sound. So if I didn't want my face to be in it, then I could choose just screen. Or if I wanted to do like a welcome video or a demonstration of how to build something, I could use the webcam, and I could set my computer up in a way that it would record me and doing something in the webcam. Or you can do both. If you choose to do both, the video image shows up as a small window over in the far right corner. The next thing you would want to do, of course, is make sure that your microphone is checking green. And so I did a little test here, and now you can see that the little green bars are moving, and if I talk too loud, it goes to red and orange, which sometimes I do because I can get a little loud. And then also, if I wanted to record the computer audio, so if you had a video that you were playing and you wanted the sound from the video to be included in your recording, you would choose that option. If I click record, it's going to give me a little countdown, and then I can begin talking, and I could demonstrate or whatever it is I wanted to do. I could show somebody how to do something. I could show how to get around in a course, however you would choose to do it. When I was done, just click the pause button, and now it's going to ask me, do I want to, I could hit record again and it will continue on, or if I'm finished, I do have the option to go over here and hit done. So I'm going to hit done. And then a new window pops open. So in this window, you can kind of see that at the bottom there's some little squiggly lines that tells me that the sound was recorded. I would need to give this a title and a description. From here, before I upload, I can edit. If I click on edit, let's just say that I didn't think that volume was probably going to be loud enough on most people's computers, so I click on the tools, and notice I have lots of tools. I could overlay something. I could make something blurry if it was a student picture or a name, and you didn't want to see that. But I'm going to click on volume, and then it says drag the bar, and you just drag the bar on over, and then you click the narration, and then you have arrows. If you want to make it louder, you just keep clicking till it goes up. And then when you're done, you click OK. Once you're all finished, you can click done. Notice also you have the option over here to show the cursor. So if you felt like what you were doing on the screen is something that students should pay attention to, you could choose that option. Then it would show up. And then you could choose webcam if it was on or off. And then you would click done. And then it would take some time, and it would process, and then it would appear on your studio dashboard. Once it's here, I'm going to click on, so let's just say we used this one. I'm going to click on View. Underneath the video, I have 4 options. I'm going to click on Details. So let's say I wanted to change the name of this video. So I could click on PowerPoint in the Classroom. I could add a tag. I could put in as many things as I want, etc. Then I could click Save. The next choice for the video is to comment. So I could turn this on, and this would allow me to get a notification that someone had commented on my video. So now I'm going to move the cursor over here, and I'm going to put in a comment. Oh, maybe not. So now if I click in the box, and then I can click comment at 10 seconds. And so there it is. When the video gets to that point, so I'll back it up just a little bit. Notice that the comment pops up. So it pops up for just a second, and then it goes away. You could continue, students could do that. Students could reply to the comment. The comment can be edited or trashed. The next option under the video is Insights. Here's the analytics that I was talking to you about. So obviously I'm the only one who has access to this video, so I'm the only person that shows up underneath. However, notice that I didn't watch the beginning, and I only watched right at 10 seconds, and that is what is showing me in the views. If I wanted to have this captioned by Studio, I would come here, and then I would click on this, and of course I spoke English. Actually, I didn't speak anything. And then I would click Request. And then it would take a little bit of time, especially if it's a long video, and you would receive an email that your captions were done when they were completed. Then they would show up. Now, a few other options on this screen. If you notice all the way up here in the far left is a share button. If I click on share, I have the ability to share this with certain people, or I can share the link. If I want to share the link, I do have to click on Create Public Link, and then here is the link that I could use to share outside of Canvas or Studio. Or I could actually get the embed code and put that somewhere else that had HTML code. The next button underneath is the download button. So if I wanted to take this, put this on my computer for some reason, or send it as an attachment, I could do that as well. So I want to go back to Studio, however, and I want to show you what Insights look like when you have a full class of students. So I'm going to click on this video here. And then this bar here that says My Uploads tells me that this video is actually in more than one class. So now I could click on Top. And then if I click on Insights, I'm going to be able to see all of the people who are in the course. And if I click specifically on someone, I can see how much of the video they have watched or in that case, none. So anyway, throughout here, you're going to be able to find people who have watched the entire video and some people who have not, which gives you a great idea on, you know, if students are struggling and you've got this great demonstration for them and you can't figure out why they can't figure out what you're doing, and then you come here and you look and you go, oh, well, that's because they didn't watch the video. So this does give you the ability to do that as well. And if you notice, this video has been captioned because here is the closed captioned icon up here in the bar. So students could click on that and then they would be able to see the captions. And then the upload here is the language that is spoken by the person. It is not a translating tool. You can't translate it. It is going to caption in whatever language you choose here. And if you upload, it needs to be done in the language that is spoken in the upload. All right. So now we've talked about Studio, and let's see what it looks like inside of Canvas and how easy it is to add to a course. So again, Studio videos can be added anywhere. And I digress just slightly. YouTube videos can be added into Studio. It will not caption them. However, it will remove all of the ads that are on the side that are very much a distractor and all of the comments at the bottom. You can put it in Studio, a YouTube video, and see insights. So even though it's a YouTube video, you do have the ability to use the insights. So if I go to Canvas and I want to put a video in a module as an assignment. So I want to create an assignment where my students have to watch a video and then either create their own video from it or write a paper. I don't know. Video assignment is what I'm going to call it. So I type the name of the assignment, click add, click on the title of the assignment, click on edit, give some instructions. Okay, so now I've given them some instructions. So now I'm going to click on the little blue Studio button. And I'm going to choose any video, select. I'm going to turn off the commenting and I'll click embed. So now the video will display exactly inside of Canvas. They don't have to go to another website. They don't have to click on a link. They can play the video right from within that page. So now I can click on the points. I can make it however many points I want to. I can make this a online submission. I'm going to choose to use all of those options. I'm not going to change anything here, and then I'll click Save and Publish. So now the students would get to this portion of the course, and they would see this assignment, and then when they were ready to submit, they would be able to submit. They didn't have to go anywhere else to find the video or go to YouTube, or it wasn't just a hyperlink within a page that really doesn't mean a whole lot. It really is just, as you see here, plays right along inside of Canvas, even on the mobile. So again, you can add that anywhere inside of Canvas. And again, you still also can share it outside of Canvas. So now a real world, what's really going on. So Germanus Workforce has 7 asphalt classes in an online format. They also offer core class I can read, core craft skills online, and heavy equipment operators. They have a ton of students. They have 2,000 students who have completed the online asphalt courses since they started in 2016, and that's thanks to David Whale. Basically, before that, asphalt students could only take that class in January to March, and when the 30 students that they had, when those slots would fill up, then students would have to wait until the next January to actually sign up for the course. So you can see how the advantage of having it online is really opened doors for workforce and all of the asphalt students. The nice thing is they can take their certification test at any of the testing centers, for example, at college. And they've also collaborated with other testing centers outside of Virginia, and they've done them as far away as New Hampshire. So now let's take a look at an asphalt course. I'm actually taking you into the asphalt course as a student. So if you notice here, there is, it's a home page, and there's some buttons here, and there's not a lot of stuff that students have to worry about clicking on over on the left. So that is a way to keep students from basically clicking on or not understanding how to maneuver through the course. So I'm going to take you right into the modules. And you can already see that as a student, in order for me to get to anything else, I have to complete the necessary steps that are in the first module. So if I click on View Important Course Information, here's all the important course information. There is also a modules link. There's a phone number in case they need it. And then there is a next button. So of course, here it would be quiz, but instead I'm going to go ahead and click next. Be done. Progressing through in the order, and they can't go through.
Paige, there's a ton of feedback on your mic. Do you have another mic you can switch to?
Okay, let's try this one.
That sounds better.
All right. So let's try that again. So here you can see that this page is part of a module that hasn't been unlocked because as a student, I have not completed the module before. So if I actually leave the student view, now you can actually see what was on that page. So here you would have the ability to, you can see how everything is laid out very, very clearly for the student, and that they move through at the pace in which works for them. One of the things that Dave and I have talked about the most is the fact that his asphalt students do watch the videos while they're on their breaks, so they can watch any video that he's posted inside the course by going to the module, and then they can watch it on their cell phone while they're taking a break. So if they're waiting for the next asphalt truck to show up or whatever it is they're waiting for, they have the ability to take those small snippets of time in their day and continue to work on their course. So in here, you also, if I go back to modules now as the instructor, you can see that there's quite a few things that are in here. These are actually links to things that are outside. So these are PDFs. And then there's also, he put in text headers so that it's very clear the instructions of what is needed in order to complete each module. So this has, as I said, has been done many times. And again, we had 2,000 people so far that have completed this asphalt certification. What's next? So now that we've taken a look at what a real course looks like, what is it? What are the things that we need to prepare for in order to move things online? So what are those requirements? So first of all, considering your audience, who will they be? What do you know about them and what needs might they have? So one of the things that I really like is that Canvas does have a great mobile app that does allow students to view it on a mobile device. They don't have to have a computer, or if they did, that's great, but they don't have to. They could also do it on an iPad. They also you need to consider small chunks. So again, as I said, the asphalt course is built in chunks. So they could do a little bit at a time. They could watch those videos while they're out at work. And then they could, when they got home, they could sit down and take their quizzes. Again, I've already talked about being mobile friendly. There's even a way that you can check in Canvas to see what it looks like on a mobile device. You want to consider how it's organized. So will it have a schedule, or will it just be open and they can complete it whenever they want to, but they have requirements, so they have to go through in a certain order. And the other thing is you want to consider design. Actually, the first time when I got this, and I looked at it, it had lots of yellow highlighting and red font and all kinds of stuff. And I talked to Dave about that, and I was like, well, that's not really ADA compliant. He goes, he said, my guys don't really pay attention unless I put it in bright yellow with red text. So, and then of course you want to figure out what is the final outcome. Are they going to have a certification test? And if they are, how are they going to take it? Where are they going to go? What do they need? And any kind of hurdles that they might encounter while they are doing that. So this is the current, but now we need to think about the future. So this is just the beginning of what Workforce has offered, but think about all of the things that Workforce could offer online that would allow a huge number of participants who could then become mobile and take many, many courses and get lots of credentials. And I'd like to leave you with a quote. The students of the future will demand the learning support that is appropriate for their situation or context, nothing more and nothing less. And they want it at the moment the need arises, not sooner, not later. Mobile devices will be a key technology to provide that learning support. So that is one of the things that I will have to say is one of the beauties about Canvas and the combination of Canvas and Workforce. Okay, so if we have questions, hopefully you had them answered in the chat. And I hope that everyone, this recording will be available. I'm sure it will come from Jenny Carter, and I will also make the slide deck available. So if you actually want to enroll in that asphalt course, there is a link in there where you can enroll as a student if you want to try it out. And I would like to say thank you for coming. And I'd also like to give a shout out to another webinar that you can attend. I believe it is today, talking about lumens. So please take a second to read the slide. And again, if you have questions, please make sure you put them in the chat. I thank you very, very much for coming today, and I hope that I have helped you see how the connection between Canvas and Workforce is a beautiful way to create a new way for our students to gain those credentials. Thank you all again. And I hope you all have a fabulous afternoon. And there are a couple resources on the slide here as well. And we hope that you have any questions, you know how to reach out and get in touch with us. Have a super afternoon.